If you've watched my videos before, you're probably very interested in Cardano, in decentralized blockchains, and in cryptocurrency overall. And if you are, have you ever considered actually working on it? Being part of the pioneers that are driving the development and the adoption of the cryptocurrency industry by actually working on it every day? If that's something that ever crossed your mind, I think this is the perfect video for you. We'll dive deeper in this video into Cardano Talent, that is a recently launched project that aims to make the bridge between workers and people wanting to work in the Cardano blockchain, job seekers basically, and companies that are actually looking to build and actually looking for talent to work in their project. Okay, they have a very simple and easy to use Discord channel, and they basically make the bridge through that Discord channel for people to present themselves and actually get in contact with companies looking for workers. And the best part is that you don't need to be a developer. There are other skill sets that are very much appreciated, like, I don't know, business development, sales, marketing, community managers, lawyers, and people with knowledge of the law. So yeah, it's just about you coming there, putting yourself out there, and actually doing the effort to try to find a job. And Cardano Talent will help you along the process. But if you want to learn how exactly it works, stay tuned for the rest of the interview, where we have an interview with the founder of Cardano Talent. As always, nothing in this video is financial advice, only educational content. And as you might know, this is my second interview so far, and I would really like to know what you guys think about this content, if it's something you enjoy. So please leave me a like in case you do enjoy it, as it's one of the easiest ways for me to actually see how much people are enjoying the content. And of course, if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe and turn on all the notification bells so you get notified whenever I launch new videos and also new interviews. If that's something you enjoy, I'll keep on doing them, of course. But yeah, if you enjoy these contents of interviews, of course, I'll leave it here at the top the first interview with Mochi's Stake Pool, in case you haven't watched it yet. A very interesting interview where we dive deeper into the whole process of starting your own stake pool, the biggest challenges, and also how opt-in bonds can be a great tool to help in one of the biggest challenges, that is attracting delegation for your stake pool. Now let's get right into the interview, where we have with us the founder of Cardano Talent, Filip. So welcome everyone, and welcome Filip. Today we are here to talk about and learn a little bit more about Cardano Talent, an exciting project that is trying to help people find jobs in the Cardano community with Cardano projects. So yeah, Filip, welcome, and can you introduce yourself and speak a little bit about your background?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Yes, my name is Filip Blagojevic. I'm from Croatia. My educational background is electrical engineering. I studied in University of Rijeka in Croatia. For about 7 years, I worked as an automation engineer, commissioning industrial lines. Coding, programming, testing, and commissioning factories basically around the world. And eventually I got tired of it, learned a bit about crypto, about Cardano, and decided to switch my career in that direction. And I managed to do that for 2 years now. I'm working full time on Cardano, in the Cardano ecosystem.
Okay, really cool. Can I ask you if any projects we know about or something more?
Sure. I worked. One of my clients was Revuto, and currently I'm working as a technical project manager for Genius Yield. The other client I currently have is a software company in Croatia called Thespian. So I work as a project manager and let's say sales for the blockchain part for Thespian.
Okay. When did you first learn about crypto, and like when did you actually end up joining the Cardano community? Why did you decide to really work here and make a difference, I would say?
Yes, well, crypto, I heard about it. I mean, I heard about it in like 2017, 18 when it was all the hype, but I thought it's all a scam and it makes no sense to do anything with that. And then it crashed and it confirmed my bias. Oh, yeah, of course it crashed and all of that. But in about 2019, my colleague from my ex company, he kept on going about Bitcoin and how it's future and all of that. And I thought he was a bit crazy, but then I looked into it and it started, making sense from the economic side and also from, technical side. I learned that it's something new, it's something interesting. I slowly started learning about the technology, all of that. As I would say, almost everyone, I invested some money. I saw that some money can be made, and that's how I got myself interested. But the deeper and deeper I went into exploring Bitcoin and other projects, eventually, I really wanted to like help this out. I connected to these, proposals of decentralization and transparency and openness and equality, and I wanted to help build it, right? And for some reason, it was a great time for me because Catalyst on Cardano was just starting publicly. It was about Fund 2. I think it was early 2021, if I remember correctly. And it was a great timing. You could be a CA at the time, community advisor, then veteran community advisor. You would get some rewards in ADA for actually doing work. And that was a great entry place for me. And that's how I started and then eventually moved to other things.
Okay, really, really cool. But yeah, now let's get into what matters. And can you explain us a little bit more about what is Cardano Talent? What is the problem you're trying to solve? And how did the idea started?
Uh, yes, well, it's good that we discussed these previous points because I told you that I started as an investor. I started, wide-eyed thinking that these crypto gains are going to make me rich and all of that. And it was driven by greed mostly. And it's important, I think, to recognize that. I think it's important for most of us to recognize that. But then, in trading, you win some, you lose some. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort, right? And I had some experience with trading some other financial instruments with leverage, CFDs of forex or indices, commodities, things like that. So I knew that trading, if you want to take it seriously, you have to take it seriously. It takes time, it takes energy. Uh, and then I moved eventually into Cardano, and it became my passion, and then eventually my job, right? And I met so many people in Catalyst and in the ecosystem, in the wider ecosystem as well, that have the energy and the passion and the will and the knowledge and experience to actually work on Cardano, right? And every time when I asked them, so why don't you do this full time, it was always, I'm not sure, I have a career, it's risky, it's this and that, and on the other hand, I saw projects are being built out, especially in like 2021. There were opportunities abound, for work, not only technical work. Not only We're not talking here only about smart contract developers or things like that. For everybody, you always need a good community manager. You always need a good marketing, manager or officer. Or you need, a legal professional. You need a lot of different skills and mindsets and experiences if you're running a project, if you're running a company. And I think there's a lot of space for people who are already passionate to be there. And that was my motivation. I want to have a Discord server where these kind of people who are serious about working on Cardano, not maybe even full time, you can just look for gigs or bounties or some short term employment or, smaller projects. You can get to a place, you can state who you are, what you want to do, your experience, etc. And you can find these things. You can find employment in some sort of way.
Okay, okay, really cool. So it's like a Discord server, people will get there, and it's you, your team, that is responsible to maybe do the marketing to attract projects and people. Is that it? And talent.
Yes. So to go a bit deeper on it, I am the founder of the server. My friend Filip, he is also an admin in the server, and just recently there's one moderator that joined the team, George from Serbia. And right now, my main goal is first step is to attract talent to the server, right? To
Okay.
attract people so people can network themselves, that we get to know them, they get to know each other, right? That would be the first thing. And we already have about 100 members. Some of them are very highly experienced and professional in the space. Some of them not so much, which is perfectly fine. We're not, that's all okay. But the first step would be getting talent. And then in parallel, I am also working with a few companies that are recruitment companies or projects that I'm just letting them know, guys, look, if you need work, if you need workers, if you need employees, or if you need gig workers, come to the server and find them, right? That's the first step with, let's say, um, companies or like legal entities. Like that would be the first step. The second step in the future would be that these projects or companies are looking for work. They can just come to us as Cardano Talent and say, hey, look, we need 3 people for marketing, or we need 1 dev and 1 community manager. And we just tell them, okay, here are 3 people, choose them. And then we charge some sort of a fee for headhunting. That would be some sort of idea. But we're very committed to not charging the service to people who are looking for work. Because I know how difficult it can be to get work, especially in the beginning when you don't have a lot of experience. So there's no way that the business model would charge something to those people. Right?
Okay, so it's more like if you end up having to do actual work for companies and like going through the people you have and seeing what's the best fit, then you'd actually charge companies for that service, which is
Exactly. If
really fun.
companies don't want to do the legwork of finding people, we can do
Yeah.
that for them. But if they do want to do it, they're completely, for free. They can do it. They can find and source these people from us. It's an open community. It's an open server. I
Okay.
will share the invite link with you for the server and for our Twitter channel. So maybe you can put it in the description.
Yes, I will. Okay, really cool. That's very interesting. Just out of curiosity, have you thought about like having some kind of database with this information about people and easily
I
filtering?
have, and this is one of the things that we're considering when the server gets a bit bigger, to
Yeah.
have, let's say, people who are really like looking for work right now. They can send CVs to our email. We can build out a database, and in return, we can put them in a private channel in our Discord. And this private channel would be a place where directly we can share more detailed informations about potential jobs and all of that, and have a more
Yeah.
open discussion, let's say.
Cool.
So that's kind of the idea that I have in my mind. You, we never want to charge people that don't have a job, that are struggling
Yeah.
to find work, right? Never. But we want to reward them somehow with preferential treatment, or with preferential access, if they're willing to put in some work, right? Some work, meaning send me a CV, or there's also a leveling system in the Discord. So the more things you post, the more things you share, you level up. The higher your level is, you get some perks and traits.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. All of your activity will be, tracked and rewarded accordingly.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's really cool, and I think if you could get that information into a database, it's good because it doesn't get lost, in the conversation, which can be sometimes a issue with Discord, especially if you have like a lot of people and they're all coming and telling a lot about themselves. And even for you guys as a company, if you ever need to help someone find some kind of employee or someone for the team, you can easily, use that database filter and just help them find a job, and it's better for the teams, for you, and for everyone, I would say.
I agree. I agree. It would be more
Future
in the
version.
interest of Cardano Talent as, let's say, a company or a business
Yeah.
entity to have this database. But that's why I would like to reward people who are willing to put themselves in the database, to
Yeah.
reward them somehow, because we feel we need to give something back for that.
That's really cool. So basically, as I understand, you guys were funded by Catalyst as
No,
well. No?
No?
no.
You applied to
We
it.
No, we did not. This was
Okay.
we started the server just maybe a month
A month
ago, I
ago.
think, maybe
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
even
Are you
more
thinking about
recent.
applying for some extra
Project?
funds to support
Well,
the project?
maybe at some point when we have a clear goal of why would we need the funds. Right
Okay.
now, we don't really need the funds, to be honest. That's why there's no like token sale.
Yeah.
There's no need to do fundraising if fundraising is not necessary, right?
Okay.
Uh, so Catalyst is definitely a great tool. We reached out to CF, we reached out to IOG, we reached out to Emergo. We had some meetings. They would be willing to, sometimes share, sometimes retweet, because they consider Cardano Talent such a Discord server as a community good, right?
Yeah.
So
For sure.
I was thinking about it, like, okay, let's say we get $10,000, $20,000, right? All you can really do is, push it into marketing, push it into, something like that,
Yeah.
which I, it's not necessarily the best way, I think, because we don't really want to boost numbers. We don't really want to have fake activity. There's really absolutely no reason for that. Uh, we are happy with having 100 people that are willing to work and they are great and professional, rather than having 70,000 bots, like a lot of Discord servers
It's
do have.
even like
So
And it,
easier to manage. If you get a lot of people, can be tricky to.
sure, it can, but I believe in building a Discord community. It's important to have,
yeah.
let's say, an air of a culture of that community. It depends what you post, it depends what you allow to be posted, it depends the quality of content that is being shared. It sets the tone of communication in the whole
Okay.
server. And if that tone is good, and if that tone is positive, you don't really need to worry much about moderation, anti-bots,
Yeah.
anti malicious. So there's no shilling in our channel. There's not really any price discussions. There's no, the idea is to have professionals who know what they are doing, or eager to learn,
Okay.
to be there, to actively participate, discuss, and
Really
work.
cool. And what kind of progress were you able to achieve already? So basically, you already have a Twitter, you already have your Discord server up and running, right?
Yes, we have the Discord server up and running. We have an email, cardano.talent@gmail.com. You can reach us there for anything that you like. We have a Twitter account. We try to post daily some content that is relevant for what we're doing, or tweeting content from the community that we consider important. Like I said, we have about 100 verified members. We set up the Discord with all the descriptions of the channels and the bots and all of that. And that's about it for now. We have a few of the partnerships, more unofficial partnerships, let's say. One is with Cardano Jobs. Cardano Jobs is a job board that exists for some time now. Uh, we had a meeting. They're happy to be a part of our server. We're happy to promote them. And a company called We3, which is a headhunting recruitment company from Belgrade, Serbia, that recruits the talent for the whole crypto space. And they like the idea because they're not really familiar with the Cardano community. So we also kind of unofficially have a
It's really
partnership
nice,
with
and you
them.
guys are also always trying to share opportunities as well in the group.
Definitely, because
Which is really nice.
we see it as other people's success is our success, and the vision, or the the long term picture would be, if you're looking for work, you come to our server and you find it, right? That would be the ideal case, right? For us, on a business perspective, would be, if you're a company and you need people, you call us, we find you people, right? You're happy with those people are happy with you. Like, that's the perfect vision. That's the ideal scale. So that's why we're not really talking at this moment about pricing, or business models, or fundraising, because we believe that we need to prove some traction, at least, uh, before we start talking about monetizing and financial
First,
stuff
like
like that.
it's like proof of concept, actually getting things done and showing that there is a need for it, and then discussing how you can
Yes,
leverage that.
and let's not forget, helping someone find a job is a great thing. It's a very fulfilling thing, even on a human perspective. You just help someone get a job, right? And they are grateful to you, and it solves their financial problems, and especially if they're looking for it in Cardano and they're passionate about Cardano, that's a big deal, right? So that's not something to be ignored. That's not something to
Yeah,
be
that was what I was
disregarded.
going to say. It's more than a job. It's finding someone that, besides paying your bills, like finding something that, besides paying your bills, you really enjoy what you're doing, and you're passionate, and you wake up and you want to go do it. It's not like
Yes.
something you rather not do. It's that's very valuable, even more than just finding a regular job, I would say. We are kind of halfway through this interview, and to avoid making it too large and cumbersome, I decided to split it in two parts. So we still have a lot of more interesting things about Cardano Talent, about the job market in Cardano in general, and even some advice on how you can maximize your chances of actually getting a job in cryptocurrency industry in Cardano, and what kind of talents are companies really looking forward to hire. Okay. So if that's something you want to watch, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you get warned whenever the second part comes out. And meanwhile, while you're waiting for that second part, there's not just a single way you can contribute to the development and growth of Cardano. You can contribute by working in Cardano, but you can also contribute, for example, by participating in the governance, trying to make a difference either by voting, creating proposals and solutions, or whatever you want to do exactly. And if you want to understand a little bit more of the progress that Cardano has been doing in terms of governance, of how things are planned and projected for the governance of Cardano that should be launched soon, then this video here in the end screen about governance is just perfect for you. So on my side, I'll see you there.